What's in a brand? Hi, I'm Joel Sweeney. This post was inspired by a video I watched recently by Jeff Walker, who's I've been following for several years. I'm a huge fan. I attended one of his live events, Product Launch Formula Live in Scottsdale, Arizona, a couple of years ago as well. And I just love Jeff's philosophies, his very natural way of communicating his thoughts and ideas through his videos. And for me, I think they're just glowing examples of just being natural, being real to your audience, and that struck with me because that his topic in this particular video that he shared with us was about branding and how branding has become much more holistic. There's so many aspects that you need to consider, and I agree with him 100%. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the aspects that Jeff talked about. I just want to share a couple from my perspective that I feel are important and that I think are somewhat lost a little bit for some folks because maybe they just haven't dialed in to be aware of the need for it or what. But it's being consistent with our brand and understanding what our brand consists of. Back a few years ago, I really wanted to get into blogging, but writing was not my favorite way of doing it. It just felt laborious to me. I write and I'm getting better at it as I discipline myself to do more and more of it. But when I stepped back and looked at my core expertise, and my core expertise is oral communication. I talk about everything from my concepts are applicable from one-on-one to one on 1,000 or more. And my target market is really I help entrepreneurs and business professionals become confident, engaging, and effective speakers. And I felt that at the time, in order to do that and to be true to who I am and have a real opportunity to share my personality, I needed to communicate my messages, weekly messages, monthly messages, whatever they were, my guest blogs, do those primarily through video because video allows me to share that personal part of me. It allows me to show my personality, allows me to show my authenticity, my sincerity, my passion for what I do and who I do it for. And that, for me, is very much a part of my brand. I have a logo. I have a guy leaning up against a retrofit microphone as my logo, and that reflects some of my personality as well. The laid back kind of approach, confident, comfortable, but yet professional at the same time, hence the suit and tie and that sort of thing. So it's just looking at it. So that's very much part of my brand. I have other images and graphics that were generated by the same artist. The artist is a local artist, Don Hines, who I've worked with for several years. I'm absolutely big fan of his work as well. And we continue to collaborate on different projects. So that has become over the years yet another component of my overall brand. So it's me speaking, it's my personality. One of the things I'm noted for is being pleasant. I get lots of comments about how I'm smiling quite a bit of the time, and I don't consider that a bad thing. That's for me is part of my brand. One of the things I say in some of my, certainly in one of my blog posts, is that if you want to be perceived as pleasant, make sure you tell your face. So keep in mind the things that you have to you have to reflect on whenever you're speaking or presenting to an audience, whether that's an audience of one or an audience of 1,000. And in today's world, it gets even more challenging, I think, because we go through the medium of video right now. And so I'm looking and talking to the camera, knowing that there's an audience out there of potentially hundreds, thousands, even millions, depending on what happens with this video if it were to go viral, for example, which would be a lovely thing. But we just don't know. So we want to make sure we're giving it our best effort, and we're there in the moment. We're caught in that we're present as we speak and share that message. So for me, it's a tremendous opportunity to get my message out there and share that part of my brand. But it's recognizing that our brand is so much more than just a graphic image or a picture or a marketing campaign. There's so many other components. Our website's a big part of it. Is that reflective of our overall brand and consistent with the message that we want to share? So as you reflect on your brand, particularly as solo entrepreneurs, we're really, it's just us. So we need to be very conscious of brand consistency. And so we want to make sure that right across all aspects, all the touch points of our business, that we're being consistent with our brand that we want to be known for. That's your tip for this week. Now go out and make your voice heard.